Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's only a couple of weeks out until calling Hamburg, and so I really need to increase the amount of testing that I'm doing. And there are still some matchups that I really need to figure out. Really interested to see what Super Slam brings, how this will change the meta, if I need to expect a lot of Lyeth or Tough Nut at the event. But yeah, for now, we actually have a different opponent that we're playing against. It's a deck that I actually used to fear with Mario quite a bit, and I've lost a lot of games already too. But I think we're getting there, and I finally understand how I need to play this game, and it's Victor. So let's dive right in and take a look at the game against Victor. Cool. So Victor is going to start here. My hand is not bad to start with. So if Victor doesn't attack me, I have the option to either, probably play the pain in the backside, see if Victor is blocking this, and then I can either elect to play both front pumps and attack with a clave for 9. Obviously, have the option to flick the clave if needed, as I want one open slot anyway for Chelicera later on. Yeah, so here, first of all, they come in with a trounce, and as to be expected, they win the clashes. So the Victor is still on 4 cards in hand, plus a lot of seismic surges, a lot of might and vigor, and also having the Thunderquake in arsenal. But now me threatening 9 here and a potential draw is certainly something that Victor needs to consider here in terms of blocking. I mean, given the 4 seismic surge tokens, if I count this correctly, Victor would only need to have 1 blue or yellow card, right? It costs 6 if I remember correctly. Yeah, 1 blue or yellow card in order to send this Thunderquake. And so here, Victor gives me 3 cards, including a Test of Iron Grip, which is awesome as I don't have any cards left in my hand. Seeing these go early definitely feels good in this matchup. But I don't flick here. I mean, I could have, but no need right now. And so here comes the Thunderquake. It's coming in for 9 because of the might. And oh, he pitched a staunch response. Interesting. So here, I mean, I have a Mark of the Black Widow plus a Justinic, so I could probably block with one of the 3 blocks here, one of the blues, and I could either go pitch Reaper's Call into Clave, go Mark of the Black Widow and Justinic, eventually flick the other Clave if needed. I could have also played the Mark of the Black Widow plus Justinic and then just use the instant from Reaper's Call. But here, my opponent uses Clash of Might. If I saw this correctly now, no one won, which is definitely, well, good, but also not expected. So here, I play the Mark of the Black Widow, and it's probably not a moment where they would expect just a nick, I guess. Otherwise, Victor could have put 6 in front of this. Then still, I would have been able to put this up to 7 with the flick of the knife here, and now they're just a nick. So if there's no direct anymore, they take 4 damage and banish a card from hand as well as the top card of the deck. And with just 1 card in hand, they cannot do much more than swing the hammer. And we hit a Visit the Goldmane Estate, which is obviously a great one to get because they can't set up their gold tokens here. So in this case, Victor only chooses 2 arsenals, so there's definitely quite some likelihood of this being a D-React. So I start with the upsticks and run first, Kiss of Death, hoping a little bit that he doesn't block this out, so I could continue with the pain in the backside and then ultimately flick the Kiss of Death. Yeah, then it would have allowed me to put the Just a Nick into Arsenal, which is not the greatest Arsenal target, of course, but yeah, probably what the hand could have done here. Like in hindsight, I probably should have started with the pain in the backside and not care about that flick too much, as it would have probably gotten me another card from my opponent, which might have been the sink below or something. Okay, so here they come in with the Miller's Grindstone, and my hand texture is, well, there are a few options here, of course. I mean, I have the Leave No Witnesses, they have something in Arsenal, and I have the Shred. I also have the Pain in the Backside in Arsenal. So blocking here with a Just a Nick and Leave No Witnesses. Obviously, Leave No Witnesses I can get back with the Codex of Frailty. And so now I can play the Pain in the Backside, and they probably block this. So now I can shred this. First we clash, and oh, interesting. I won the clash in this scenario, and they don't want to use the gold for a reclash. So here I hit them with the Pain in the Backside, totaling into 4 damage because of the dagger on hit. And now I can follow up with the Codex of Frailty, select the Leave No Witnesses. This comes in for 4. But they still have that Crown of Providence, so they are pretty safe from blocking this. Oh, and they actually give me 2 cards here, which is great. So they only have the Arsenal and the Hand card to work with, plus a Seismic Surge. Which means they come in with a Miller's Grindstone. So here, the question is, what do I do with my hand? I have a pick up the point in Arsenal. I have the Funnel Web Agent. I have the Codex. I have a Persuasive Prognosis, Save a Bloodshed. So I decide to block here with the Marker of the Black Widow because the idea is to use the Save a Bloodshed, pitch into the Hunter's Clave, will come in for 6 because of the Might. And then because I still have 2 claves and they are marked, I can easily flick the second clave to draw another card. I have 1 resource floating from this Persuasive Prognosis, but so I draw another card, which is then my second resource into the Command and Conquer here, leaving the pick up the point in Arsenal. Oh, and here they have 2 clashes, the Test of Strength as well as the Trounce. And here Trounce happens first. And this is like with the clashes, there's always so much that happens. And I know if I don't win, I know that if I don't have any of these tokens on my side, but here my opponent actually won most of it and has 3 Might and a Vigor. So here I come in with a Command and Conquer, still option for them obviously to use the Crown of Providence. They take 4, they become unmarked, go down to 26, but have a 4-card hand to work with. But still, I mean, I have so much Arsenal disruption with the Codex, the Leave No Witnesses, the CNCs, that getting the Crown of Providence early on is really nice. And here they come in for 12, but without any real on hit, right? Only if I would defend, they would clash. So I don't elect to defend because my hand converts quite okay. So I have the pick up the point in Arsenal. I could use the resource from Marker for Black Widow to retrieve the dagger. Could then come in for cut from the same cloth plus the dagger, and then maybe end with Leave No Witnesses, putting the Tarantula Toxin into Arsenal. I don't have a Shalistra yet, so I really want to have one ASAP. So probably should also flick the Hunter's Clave, or at least do this in the next hand. And here we see they have another test of Iron Grip. So probably block here, right? So I can discard the Tarantula Toxin now and not put it into Arsenal. Oh, and they don't win the clash here, actually. Not the luckiest victor opponent, for sure. And they actually reclash, and they again don't win. I don't know how many non-attacks they have in their deck, but seems to be quite a bit, which is great for me because that means I don't need to discard the Tarantula Toxin, but I can actually put it into my arsenal. And here they give me a lot of equipment, which again is, I need to go through this at one point anyway, and getting this done in turn 6 already is good on my end. So here, pretty aggressive hand with Kiss of Death, 2 Tarantula Toxin, Up Sticks and Run, and the Shred. But my opponent has other plans and comes in with a Command and Conquer for 6. So I could elect to take 6, go down to 16, and get rid of the Tarantula Toxin in my arsenal. But life total matters, of course. And now the Shred, if they don't block it, Shred doesn't do anything. So I decide to block with the Shred and the Tarantula Toxin, still giving me the option to come with Up Sticks and Run, Kiss of Death, and then if they block it, use the Tarantula Toxin on it, or worst case scenario, take it into my next turn. So here, Up Sticks and Run, Kiss of Death, coming in for 7. If I flick a Hunter's Clave, it would be 8, plus then lose a life, so 9 in total in theory, but I don't flick the knife. Here, also because I don't have, go again, I don't have another chain link, I can't flick the Kiss of Death as well. And so here, I finally get my Orb Weaver Spinneret, but I don't really have that many resources. So it would have been better to flick the Clave in the last turn to open up the slot. That would have been significantly better. Yeah, but I didn't. Luckily for me, they only come in with a Crush the Weak, so I would not be able to play action cards with 3 or less power, which I don't have. So I can use the Tunic resource as well as the Just a Nick to pitch into Hunter's Clave, use Savor Bloodshed, and cut from the same cloth before, and then eventually even use the Tarantula Toxin on it, or wait what I draw. Because I should definitely flick the second Hunter's Clave to mark them, then ideally my dagger hits, I draw a card. I could maybe still play the Orb Weaver Spinneret then, depending on what I draw in terms of cards. And then, eventually still use the Tarantula Toxin there. So I go down to 15. They use a Remembrance. Not sure if Remembrance is a card you really need into Mario, but they elected to do so. So here comes in with a cut from the same cloth, a Pummel, a Peck Perfect, a Blue Disable, and an Aftershock. And so here I go with the 2 front pumps, coming with a Hunter's Clave for a total of 9. They are marked, so they would need to give me 3 cards. If they want to block this, they actually do give me some equipment, going up to 9 here, 10 now with the gauntlets. Well, so a lot of equipment, 3 cards from the hand, but they can't deny me the draw card because they are already marked. I can flick my second Hunter's Clave, they lose a life, and I draw a Persuasive Prognosis, which now I can use Orb Weaver Spinneret, pitch the Persuasive Prognosis to come in for another 5 damage. And here, if they block this, I can Tarantula Toxin to get 6 value out of it. So pumping it up to 8, they lose 3 of their block value. They go down to 9 life. And they only have the Arsenal card, and they only have their Quick Dodge Flexors left. So they just pass turn. So here are a couple of lines. I could go for the Hunter's Clave, pitch the Reaper's Call, ideally mark them. Then I could come in with the Graphene Chelicera, use that 1 resource, attack with this, or add the Stains of the Redback as an attack reaction to it, coming in for 5 if they are marked. And then I could still use the Codex of Frailty as resources for the Command and Conquer. Given they don't have that many equipments anymore, they would need to give me cards from hand. I could also elect to just keep the Stains of the Redback in Arsenal, but as they are down to 8 life, they don't block this. So putting them down to 3 is definitely worth it here, I would say. All right, so they go down to 3. We come in with Command and Conquer, so they need to give me 2 cards now. Putting them down to 3 cards, I am up 12 life. So, good position. Again, they don't win the clash. So they reclash, and they don't win the clash again. They've definitely, this was an outlier game, I would say, because usually the victors win most of these clashes, but here, I don't know what happened to them. In this game state, I don't mind Miller's Grindstone hitting, so probably not intending to block. I have a blue to activate both of my daggers. I can flick a Griffin Chelicera and equip a new one with Orb Weaver Spinneret. And I have a Tarantula Toxin to close out the game, depending on how they block. There's still one Test of Iron grip left in their deck. And here it comes, kind of called for. But obviously them giving me a 4 block on a 1 dagger is quite something. They actually reveal a Thunk. And here I give away the pain in the backside. Yes, it would be 3+1, but they definitely give me 3 block there. So here I flick the Chelicera for another damage, equip a new one with the Orb Weaver Spinneret, come in for 4, and could pump this up to 7 and reduce it by 3 block. So even if they give me 6 now, I would probably come over. So first of all, obviously I don't react with the Tarantula Toxin here. It's clear that they play a defense reaction, so I can reduce their block value. And here Tarantula Toxin I use to reduce it to 4. And they think of using the quick dodge flexors here, but they actually passed the game because they would have been dead to flick knives anyway in the next turn cycle. Yeah, so I finally won my game against Victor. Probably as had a bit of an outlier game given how many clashes Victor did not win. I do not know too much about Victor decks and how many of the block cards and clash cards and obviously like things like Visit Goldmine Estate, etc. they play, but it seemed that they were playing quite a bit here in this game. And yeah, obviously the more you play of these cards, the fewer clashes you will win. So let's see. I definitely need some more games into Victor. Given that many of my friends love their Guardians, I can certainly achieve this. So thanks again for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. Would mean a lot. And I hope to see you at Calling Hamburg soon and in the next video. Thank you.